Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and, you ever have one of those weeks? The kind of week where you're just not feeling it? You look around at all these little plastic playthings and think, what am I doing with my life? How much money have I spent? Oh, well, domino effect. One fell over. I gotta clean all that up, and this has dust all over it, and oh, shitty tweet, shitty tweet, shitty tweet. You start to question your hobby. That's the kind of week I have had up until I started compiling for the weekly. There's just something about products being announced that I don't have yet, that I can wonder where it's going to go in the collection and stuff. That's when things snap back into perspective, at least for me. That's how I work through. It doesn't happen all the time. It's few and far between. But when it does, I have to try to think back and go, how did I get out of this funk last time? I stay off the internet for a little bit. I actually go to the toys, give them some TLC, look at things, and, well, I bought this at Toys R Us the summer of whatever year it was, and then this I ordered here, and it didn't come for a year, but I was super excited when it finally showed up. That's the things that get me back going. And it all kickstarts by looking and concentrating on things that are in the future. What does that say about me? Just a good little consumer. But 98% of the time, I'm a happy collector. And therefore, happy person in general. Yeah, that's how it goes. Like the intro to this episode showed, there's Plunderlings lurking about. The fawns, it's not until you say it out loud that you, hey. But the Plunderling fawns are back up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. So if you missed the original window, here you go. They're very cute, very mischievous, and they can fit anywhere you choose. You know, like with gargoyles. Oh, you love my segues. Stop it. NECA has already given us a pretty extensive roadmap of where Gargoyles is gonna go, showing quite a few prototypes at San Diego Comic-Con. So Broadway is not a surprise at all, but it's always good to get that full photo spread. Plus you get to lock your pre-order in. These days, that's half the battle right there. Seeing the head options and accessories makes it even more tempting, even to someone like me who is not a completist for this line. That's along with the unique body sculpt, the blues and the greens and how they work off each other, and then, yes, of course, the impressive wingspan. Yeah, I know. I always say it. This takes up a lot of space in your display, but at the same time, that's a lot of plastic for your buck. If the wings were packed as down, the tweets would be, how are my gargoyles going to fly without these big old wings? NECA, you suck. They were going to lose any direction they went. After thinking about it for a while, and this line getting as far as it's gone, I feel like this is the right direction to go to pack them here, because big outspread wings would be harder to pack in as accessories with other releases like they're doing right now. So all we need is just a little patience. When it comes down to it, a flock of flying gargoyles is smile-inducing. I mean, just wait until there's a whole crew. Oh, and before I forget, what is that third green accessory? The description says meat, popcorn, and more. Is it something obvious and I'm missing it, or is it more of an obscure blink and you miss it reference? I can't tell. I don't know what it is. Either way, $40 scheduled for January. NECA also posted their Universal Monsters Dracula accessory set. My first thought was, weird. They haven't even offered up Dracula yet. It's kind of silly putting the coffin before the horse, don't you think? I even went back through my weekly files, which is a bunch of folders on the main computer. Nothing, except for the Dracula teases that started, what, last year, late fall, something? Then I went online and realized that they showed and solicited it at San Diego Comic-Con. The same San Diego Comic-Con that I held the camera for Veebs interviewing Randy And they talked about the Dracula release. Admittedly, conventions are crazy. Usually when you're at the show, you're finding out about stuff after people at home watching online. So, yeah, it's easy to forget stuff. It's not that I'm getting old. Not at all. Stop it. I'm not. Shut up. Anyway, Dracula accessory set to go with your NECA Universal Monsters Dracula. Spiffy. Also $40, also due out in January. Okay, a little bit of advice. Todd, you gotta slow down. This whole, you like DC? Well, here's more sexy DC. Just bam, 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 bam. You can't keep this pace up. Or maybe you can, and you're just making hay while the sun shines. It ain't nothing wrong with that either. Last weekend, as soon as the weekly posted, and this happens more often than not, McFarlane Toys revealed their DC Multiverse gold label Tim Drake Robin. Not bad. I like the one-year look, but the more you dig into this picture, the more it becomes apparent that the sculpt wasn't meant for this design. With the sleeves and the tubes on it, the oval logo thing on the chest, it's kind of obvious that this was meant to be that 90s Tim Drake look, you know, with the greens. And yes, I spent way too much time photoshopping this. I am not a professional. And then when I finished, I was kind of proud of it. Went online. This is not an original idea. I saw so many people post this. Then there's more page punchers. Hot on the heels of Batman and Green Arrow from Injustice 2. I thought they were gonna reveal the rest of that wave, but nope, Todd swerved and added some Flash flavor. Now, page punchers means there's an included original comic, and then the figures are based on the designs from that comic. I'm doing this a lot today. I don't know why. Now it looks like I'm swimming. That's just dumb. Saying that, Flash gets a windshield visor. He gets some modern flair like texture on the costume, some raised edges. The same goes for Ryan Choi Adam, who gets a pretty neat hula hoop effect, but I'm thinking this probably should have come with a miniature version. And more face paints behind the shield. The whited out eyes, it just seems unfinished, kinda. Captain Cold caught me off guard. I do like the classic beats floating within the modern, but then there's the wearable cold gun. I was like, what the hell's going on there? Until I saw Heatwave. Then it all came together in my brain. Heatwave also has a gun. It's on the opposite left side, so it's a yin and yang situation. I'm a lot of cold, I'm a lot of hot, right-handed, left-handed, I'm hoping Cold's head is articulated within the hood though, because if you look at the comic cover, the visor part is much closer to the fur up top, whereas on the figure, it's kind of looking down and lost within that. So, yeah. Then to finish off the wave, there is MegaFiguarts, who is going trick-or-treating in his candy corn costume. Some pumpkin action going on. Okay, the armor sculpt itself isn't that bad, but the plain plastic orange, it just... It overloads the senses, especially being over such a nice gorilla sculpt. Not to even mention Heatwave's using that orange color. So it kind of clashes there while Captain Cold is out. Coordination. You gotta coordinate a little bit. But just when you thought Todd was done, nope, there was another day in the week. Here is the gold label Hush style Superman that is exclusive to Todd's own store. I think he's just trolling us at this point. It's just like, hey, I can make these toys, I can put them wherever the hell I want. On top of that, it's another angst-ridden Superman. Just what we needed. Yeah, we're still waiting for that nice-looking, smiling, happy to be saving the world Superman. Where did that design go? Then again, I like the blues and reds used here, and I like the body, even with the extra seam lines. It is gold label. Could there be a variant down the line? Maybe something with a little bit more of a joyous demeanor. Something that's not dark and gritty. All the links are down in the description. For Mo Tuesday, and I think that's the first time I've ever said that out loud, it's Masters of the Universe Tuesday, but smashed together. For Mo Tuesday, Mattel kind of surprised us with some Masterverse figures based on the Masters of the Universe live-action movie. Well, I say based on the movie. I think a lot of us can agree that that He-Man head is, yep, that's a head. It's doing its thing on top of the neck and shoulders, just heading it up, doing head things. It reminds me of Super 7 and how they advertised their Masters of the Universe movie figures were based on the William Stout designs, the concept art. Is that the same situation here? Even though it is Mattel, as I've said several times before, I'm no lawyer. So it may be something with the movie company or Dolph. Well, that doesn't make sense. Dolph was just at a Mattel panel last month. So there has to be some kind of goodwill there, right? The rest of the body does look good, although I would like to see more heft in the chest. A bit more bulk. Skeletor, though. Skeletor, you bad boy. You're a good-looking figure. I didn't do the Ultimates versions, so I may give these a test drive just to see what's going on. Speaking of Ultimates, Bruce Lee Wave 2 was revealed and put up for pre-order this week. And yes, get it out of your system. Oh no, a Bruce Lee with single elbows and knees. How can he ever do the Bruce Lee things that Bruce Lee does? As always, this is the Ultimate style. They have an articulation scheme that they stick with. Always has been, always will be, unless, I guess, someday they decide to do Ultimates, and then double everything. For Bruce Lee, though, this time around, it is the Contender in his brown duds. I think from Enter the Dragon. Was this earlier in the movie? This, though, I know the fighter was from Enter the Dragon. The slashes, the mirror diorama. The two bodies do share parts, and I think some of that is even a holdover from Wave 1, but all these figures are all the same person, so they should look the same. That just makes sense. At least that's how it is in my brain. Maybe? What do I know? $55 a pop, scheduled for late summer 2023. But that's not all. Earlier this week at a Power Rangers convention, they also revealed Madame Woe for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Ultimates Wave 4. I actually went and did some research, but not having any background with this series and them making reference to all other kind of corners, still in the dark. But it's a neat design that just screams Power Rangers. Should have more information soon, though. Where there is light, there must be dark. And where there are retread designs, there must be mold reuse. That's exactly what's happening with the Threezero MDLX Transformers Nemesis Prime. It's Optimus in darker color scheme. Decepticon logos. This is the specific reason for this guy's existence. An easy way for toy companies to recoup a little money on existing molds while giving collectors another character for the shelf. Hasbro's done it, Toys Alliance did it. I still have Nemesis Prime in a box thinking, oh, this line's gonna look great when there's a bunch of figures up on the shelf. Oh, I'm gonna get Soundwave next. Hello? Hello? Hell, Threezero's already done this in the DLX line, so it's just standard practice. Plus, we already know that the MDLX Optimus Prime is a little bit of awesome in the palm of your hand. This has got to be more of the same, right? Just in dark chocolate? Because my brain went to a melts in your mouth, not in your hand. But don't put toys in your mouth. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this. $100 due early 2023. My hands are just all over the place doing whatever they want to do. I always say it, but it bears repeating. If you're into Hasbro's Fortnite Victory Royale series, you should be following Preternia.com on Twitter. In fact, go over there right now, fire up the tweeter machine, Preternia.com, hit that follow button. I'll wait. But not for too long. Well, why would you come back? Because I'm about to talk about the pictures that he's already shown, so here you go. This week it's our first look at Wave 5 with Ghost T and Tina. And yes, we've already had a T and Tina. But like we were just talking about with Nemesis Prime, mold reuse. More money coming in. That gets you figures in the long run. Here's this. Makes more money. Makes more toys. The vicious cycle continues. The mold is there, and it's appropriate. Hell, the game is based on swapping color palettes. And I was about to say the same about Aerial Assault Trooper, and then I realized, oh wait, this is a new sculpt. It's familiar because Jazzwares did quite a few characters in the shin guards and the pants and this overall look. This is a first for Hasbro. But as you all know, I'm here for the weird and wacky, and in this wave, it would be Punk. Well, at least with the three that's shown so far, it's Punk. And yeah, it took me far too long to realize why he's named Punk. I was like, is he a punk? Punkin. Oh, yeah, I get it. But like a lot of others, I had the same gripes right off the bat. I mean, why is this crotch so low? What is going on here? Why is his torso so long? Again, I actually did some research and found out the pants are supposed to be sagging down that low, along with a very long jacket. Look at the knee positions. They're too high if the legs are supposed to be that short. If you make the legs longer in relation to where the knee should be, the overall proportions kind of balance out. With these being plastic action figures, that's the only direction they could have went without putting cloth over them. You have to put the joints down where the pants go. So it just looks odd. But the more I look at it, the more I think the oddness has a charm to it. He's a pumpkin head, but then he's got little short legs and stuff. I don't know. I'll have to see what it's like in hand. We should learn more about this at Hasbro's PulseCon here in a few weeks. And thinking about that, they are advertised to be showing something. This is the first time we've seen that team in a long, long time. Hopefully it's not just a, well, here's the pre-orders for this, on to the next thing. Getting some Hasbro Star Wars Black Series reveals this week, it made me realize it's been, well, about a month. Have they shown anything since San Diego Comic-Con? But even that was directly after Celebration. So they did a bunch, took a breather, and here comes more. Which makes sense. Andor is right around the corner, so gotta get that hype machine going. Ooh, here's new figures. Even though they are all store exclusives. Silver lining though, they're not major characters in their iconic looks. They're supplemental. How about that? Have I ever used that word on a weekly? First up, Walmart is getting Cassian Andor in his, what is it called? The Aldhani mission gear. And again, it's just a disguise. I do like the contrast of black armor on the lighter jumpsuit though. And it's a pretty nice looking face sculpt with improved paints. Also at Walmart, there is the Dark Times Imperial Officer. Now, I don't dig deep into spoilers. I watched the trailer, that's it. I don't know what Dark Times is. I don't know if it's a place, or a ship, or his general demeanor, or his actual name. Officer Dark Times. Where are we at? I'm interested in the cloak, though. Does it really Marilyn Monroe up? Or is that just some photo trickery? I'm gonna have to go over to Target for the other officer, though, dubbed Ferrix. Person, place, or thing. I don't know. But this is just the solo mud trooper with a new head, which works. I mean, it's Imperial officers. There's a uniform code. I'm most interested in the Target exclusive Shore Trooper though, simply because I like the Shore Trooper design. And this one changes up the rank marking slightly, so it looks different along with the Shore Troopers we already have on the shelf. Oh, and I think a new weapon? Is that a new gun? Then over at GameStop, there is the Gaming Greats Jedi Fallen Order Rocket Launcher Trooper. Same as the rest, reuse base, different weapon. I do love a good rocket launcher though. Then from Republic Commando is the repainted battle droid. Is it black with white accents or is it white with black accents? Is it the figure or is it the package? But the biggie here is $28 a piece. All of them. From everywhere. I feel the same way, Roger. Just... But that's okay. They're out there for those who want them. For me, between prices, exclusivity, and the just barrage of Obi-Wan toys, I've kind of backed off a bit. And yeah, me saying that, Star Wars, bread and butter, but you gotta be realistic about things sometimes. Don't get me wrong, if I did see, especially the Shore Trooper, if I saw it, you know, price reduced or there's a sale going on, I'd pick it up. But otherwise, I'm not gonna put any more pre-orders in. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait it out. And I've got the same mentality about Marvel Legends these days. I pick and choose. I grab the figures that I feel are worth it to me. I still love the line. I love 99% of the figures I pick up. I just can't pick up all of them anymore. Take the Amazon exclusive comic style Gore the God Butcher. When I first saw it, I thought, that's a neat design. Mostly because I have no clue who Gore the God Butcher is. I haven't even seen Love and Thunder yet. So it's just, oh, that's a mean looking head. And I like the Leku, the head tails, and I like the Necro sword, how it merges down over the thing, and the cloak deal that gets out of the way. Is it a scarf? Is it a cloak? Who knows? Somebody probably does. Not this guy. I don't know Gore, and I don't know fashion. Alternate head with the hood. He can go undercover if he wants to. Sneak into the mall. I don't know where I'm going with this. I was impressed. Pegs and all. Then people started saying it's not accurate. And I went to Google and it doesn't have the dog leg. Again, I'm like, oh, it still looks cool though. Like Star Wars, I'm becoming more focused. And with the collection that I'm currently building, there's no room for Gore. Not to even mention the fact that it's $30. Maybe a few years ago at $20, I would have grabbed it and, well, customize it into like maybe a Twi'lek, big badass gladiator pit walking in, just destroying everybody else. Don't talk yourself into getting this. Stop. Or it would have been like, oh, Gore the God Butcher, comic style. Here, take this corner of my display. Enjoy. Those times have passed, and I'm okay with that. But as always, I can only speak for myself. The option's there. Yep. Keeping with Marvel, we knew that Bandai was going to release an S.H.Figuarts No Way Home Amazing Spider-Man, but hey, new pretty promotional pictures are always welcome. Getting a better look at it in nice poses, yeah, This is a much better presentation than that original show reveal where they just kind of haphazardly threw them into a case. Don't get me wrong, those crotch bay doors, they still draw my eye. Like, what the hell's going on down there? But then the overall sculpt, the costume, the shininess, the posability, I get why they're doing that. They're trying to hide it a bit, but it's not the most visually pleasing points. The big question going into this endeavor on Tamashii Nation's part was whether or not we were going to get an Andrew Garfield head. Getting the Tobey Maguire mug last month gave us a bit more confidence that we would, and there you go. Peter 3 is in the bag. Not as nice a likeness as Peter 2, but it's not the worst resemblance I've ever seen. It helps that he's in a full-on Spider-Man costume, so you think, oh, well, yeah, that's Andrew Garfield, yep. This is a Soul Web exclusive, though, so you may have to do some digging. Hopefully, we see more options here in the near future. Then to finish the trifecta, the Tom Holland integrated suit should see full solicitation near the end of this month. But you knew I'd finish off the weekly with the Bandai S.H.Figuarts Book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett. I know it's yet another Boba Fett in more modern costume tweaks, but it's my favorite Boba Fett with modern costume tweaks. I love this look. It's kind of that Django aesthetic, that cleaner overall feel, just in boba colors. It also seems that Bandai has worked past their animated phase, making this look much more show accurate. It wasn't full on cartoony, but you know the Mandalorian Season 2 Boba Fett, and then even their Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, it had some softness to it. This just seems sharper overall, and like I said, accurate. Compared to that Mando Season 2, where they widened the visor and made the helmet kind of weird. This one, the BOBFBF, it seems to thin stuff down. It tightened it all up. And it's easy to think that there are reused parts between these two figures, but there's not. You deep dive into it, different wrinkles, different seam lines, different angles to the armor, some things tweaked, just everything is different, as similar as these costumes look. Also, I don't know if this is meant to convey that they're making this one slightly larger, but looking at it perspective-wise, he is standing in front, so I don't know if that's a thing. But besides just looking better, there's also extra hands, the gaffy stick, a new jetpack sculpt, 2 unmasked heads that I hope get painted better than the last go-around. There's weapons, jet blast, launching missile, and throne. That's right, they're including a throne, which feels above and beyond. That also jumps the price a little bit at 13,200 yen. Because of the current exchange rate, that is just $95. Seems like a steal for an S.H.Figuarts with all the accessories and a big old throne. That almost makes me want to find an online shop that takes the money now so I can lock in that price. But knowing my luck, it would continue to down and it'd be even cheaper later. But when I don't do it, it'll become more expensive over time. We don't have to wait long. This should release in January. And I can't say that's all I got for this week because there's already stuff that I've seen that is going to be talked about next week. Hell, I barely caught the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper and Battle Droid before I walked in here. So that's where we're ending it. If you're interested in seeing any of these pictures up close without me all, I'll be posting all of that along with links to pre-orders, more information on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon, but if you can't wait that long, links in the description. I kind of touched on it a minute ago with Fortnite, but Hasbro's PulseCon is right around the corner. Indiana Jones right there in the first graphic, huh? Ooh, I can't wait to see what's going on there. If you enjoyed this weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus if you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel. Patreon.com. I'm even clapping now. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. And you may notice I'm behind schedule. I think it was a few weeklies ago that I was like, oh, Playday's coming. I haven't got to it yet. And it's piling up. So here in a few weeks, it may be a full week of Playdays. Too many beautiful customs and stuff I'm still working on that I haven't had a chance to finish. I just now got the pin drill set so I can cut the hands off the Black Series IG-11. Or no, IG-88, right? Drill those out, make those fit on the Mafex IG-11. And the bandelier's not bad looking either. Slightly small, but kind of hangs in the same place as IG-88 in the movie. Now I've said IG numbers so much I can't remember. I'm making a bigger IG-88. That's what's going on. And I hope to have that done before the next play day.